About 2 weeks ago, I came across the game Once Human. At first I was overjoyed, hoping that maybe this would be it. Maybe this would finally be the first true zombie survival game that I've been waiting for years on end. So I hit that install button. Unfortunately, it of course was not meant to be, and within half an hour into the game, I uninstalled it. But since it's been getting a fair amount of hype recently, I thought to myself, maybe I just didn't give it a big enough shot. Maybe, just maybe, I'll reinstall it and sink a couple hours into it. And now, here we are with this video. Now, I mentioned I hadn't even made it through the tutorial, and I meant that. I opened up the game and resumed where I had left off. During the tutorial, we meet an anime girl named Mitsuko. She explains that the world has gone to shit and these creatures made from stardust have come into this world from a different dimension. Apparently, I have this cool Firebird who helps me out through the game. Not sure if he's deviant, but it don't matter, he cool. After she explains all this to us, a deviation spawns nearby and we gotta go fight it. Pretty standard stuff so far, doesn't knock your socks off, but hey, a tutorial is a tutorial. I go around and loot a couple of items before heading out and then realize I missed a weapons crate, so I run back in and smack it and open it up. The game wants me to gather resources first, so off I go and craft away. I craft a crossbow from the workbench I put down as well as a torch. I'm still confused, wondering if the butterfly is my deviant or the flaming bird. Kinda hope it's the flaming bird, cause flaming bird. After equipping the crossbow, it's time for a fight. Oh boy, here he is. Come to Papa. A giant deviant comes out of the ground, looking to ruffle some feathers, but I don't let that happen. I grab some arrows, hop right into the action. My wooden arrows seem to do heaps to this giant behemoth, and I don't let up. With the aim of Arthur Morgan, I take the beast down with a dozen arrows. I try and collect this deviation, but apparently I'm not good enough, so I run back in and report to Mitsuko. After some banter back and forth, I finally get freed from the tutorial. Looks like I get sucked dick first out the door, and that's it. Now I'm gliding into the map, ready to drop tilted. Ready to get my panties wet, and oh shit, I fell from the sky. Not much I can do here, honestly. I guess I'll just peace out. I spawn with my little Firebird, ready to make some waves. It's a cruel, dark world, and I'm on my own. The zombies are pretty shit and won't do much. I know, they're called deviants, but they're just zombies at the end of the day. Nipple and space-time detected. Huh? Wonder what that means. I see a random marker on the map, so I figure my best bet is to start heading over there. Of course, gathering resources along the way. Little hip-hopped across the river, and oh, another nipple in space-time. How interesting. Zombies are pretty weak, but this is fair as this game seems to work in zones, which each one being harder than the last. I arrive at this interesting beacon, but I have no idea what it does, so I just move on. Killing zombies and looting seems to be the premise so far, and it is enjoyable for the first little while. I keep looting for, and I got an MP4. Let's go. But unfortunately not the ammo needed for it, so yeah, never mind. The marker gets closer and closer as I trudge my way along it, with more nipples and space-time occurring. I come across what I imagine to be a player's campsite. Moving on. Just further down, I find a player's base with a motorbike. Please let me ride the motorbike. Damn, I'm out of luck. We must not get distracted though. Let's move on. Well, looks like I accidentally placed a marker earlier, and so we've been heading towards nothing. Damn. Killing a few more zombies like a boss and slurping up their shit, I decide that it might be time to build a base as instructed by the Eve of Evolution. Another weird beacon, but I decide to leave it be. Maybe I'll loot one more building before plopping down a base. I quickly work my way through the abandoned house, taking out all the zombies inside and plundering all the booty. I find a cool revolver that looks pretty rare, but I fail at figuring out how to equip it. Don't be like me, guys. Oh, look, I think I found a nice place for a base. We have some resources around us. We have semi-high ground. The Firebird asked me to open my cradle with O, and it looks like every generic tech tree system that I've ever seen. Nothing out of the ordinary. You need to gather mematics in order to unlock new technology, and you gain mematics by just progressing through the game. I learn what the game asked me to do, and then I get right to building. And oh, time to grind out all the materials needed in order to build stuff. Of course, what do you expect from a zombie survival game? At first, the building system is a bit confusing and lackluster, but it's pretty easy to get used to. I chop down some trees with my trustworthy axe. A dope roll off the cliff, and I am already halfway back to the base. Yay. I unlock more stuff in the mematics menu, and then I place the other structures. Queue up some charred coal in order to get the furnace going, and I can craft some good old copper ingots. I'm assuming I'll need a metric butt ton more materials as the game goes on, so I stock right up. Finally, I have enough shit to build a disassembly bench, and now Firebird tells me to go explore certain areas, and so I roll off. After a bit of walking, I arrive at the marked location. Another looting mission to gather supplies. Yay, at least I can shoot some zombies along the way. After looting one crate, I head back all the way from where I came, one step at a time. I need to put down some storage boxes since apparently every good base needs some storage boxes, right? So I get that out of the way before being asked to collect 6 discarded items nearby. Alright, pretty random, but I'll do it, fine. After screwing around for a bit near the abandoned buildings nearby, I finally found the other 3 items by lock. I'm asked to go to the entrance of a monolith ruin 0.7 kilometers away. Seems interesting. Off we go. I finally arrive, kill a deer, realize that I can't use a turret, and then realize that there's a random woman there waiting for me.
Hands off my stuff.
Damn, alright. Sorry, Mary.
You're pretty cocky for someone who doesn't even have a weapon. Quite impressive, to be honest.
Yes, Mary, I am a mayfly.
Is
Thanks
that
for noticing.
a cradle on your back? Are you a mayfly? How interesting. I thought I was the only mayfly left. I'm Mary. It's a good thing I met you. I'm thinking as fellow mayflies, we should be able to help each other out.
Yeah,
I
sure
came here
thing,
to
Mary.
investigate
I'll
a
help you out.
deviation that's been... Don't tell me you're going to try and take on a powerful deviation barehanded.
Hell
Even
yeah, I
an
am.
ordinary deviant could tear you apart right now. You're pretty inexperienced, aren't you? I'm going to give you a blueprint. Use it to make yourself a gun. Trust me, you'll need one if you want to stand even half a chance of surviving out there. While you're doing that, I have other. Once you're done, come find me in Deadsville. It's the nearest survivor settlement. We can plan our next steps from there. After all, 2 heads are better than 1.
From here on out, I decided to just run around. Apparently you can teleport to your base. Would have been nice to know a bit earlier, goddammit. I messed around a bit more with the mematics menu, used the disassembler a bit, and gathered some resources. I crafted a fishing rod and opened up the map in an attempt to find water, but sadly, no luck. I head down to Deadsville, and this is a safe zone that all players can go to. May as well check it out. I tried shooting the NPCs in the head, but to no avail. They just built different, I guess. What seems to be a workshop is in the corner, and this weird beacon thing in the middle. We've seen these before, but I'm not really sure what they do. Maybe leave a comment down below. From here on out, I was just too bored to continue. I know there's a lot more to this game, such as boss fights and events, but at the end of the day, if a game is not entertaining enough to keep me interested until I get to some of that mid-game content, then it's on the developers, not me. You guys might like it, and that's completely fine, but what I see is a generic zombie survival game with a poor tutorial, average storyline, and mobile game graphics and UI. Not only that, but they throw everything onto you at once and drown you with different systems from crafting to base building to mematics, and it all kind of kills the mood. Of course, before completely writing it off, I did do some research on it in order to find out more, and lo and behold, just more disappointment. You have hives, which are groups of people or clans, if you will. I guess they just decided to call it hives in order to try and be more unique. But the real cherry on top here are the wipes at the end of each season. Yes, you heard me. I don't know who the hell decided that wipes in a zombie survival game was a good idea, but yeah, that'll happen. And it happens to every server. They could have had a wipe cluster and then a permanent cluster, but nope. They had to add a twist. I'm sure some of you hooligans will love this game, but for me, it's just getting uninstalled for the second time.